We've all been taught that the Bible is the most sacred book given to humanity by God as a guide for salvation and righteousness. But have you ever wondered if everything we've been told about the Bible is the complete truth? What if there's a much larger secret that powerful forces have deliberately kept hidden from us? Imagine a world where lost scriptures, manipulated interpretations, and sacred art have been distorted to serve religious powers. What if the real story behind the Bible is far different from the one we know? Could there be hidden truths, discarded books, and cryptic meanings buried within that have the potential to change the way we understand the world and the divine? Forbidden texts, long-forgotten symbols with deep meanings, and manipulated prophecies. These elements have been carefully kept away from the public. But what if the truth is much deeper than we've ever been told? What if the Bible contains mysteries that could change your beliefs forever? In this video, we'll uncover the secrets of the Bible, exploring what has been concealed for millennia. We'll look at the books that were excluded, how translations were altered, and how religious leaders used the Bible to maintain control and power. We'll reveal the true history of the Bible, not just what we've been told, but what has been hidden from the masses, and how these ancient truths can forever change our understanding of faith, history, and the universe. We've all been taught that the Bible is the most sacred book given to humanity by God as a guide for salvation and righteousness. But have you ever wondered if everything we've been told about the Bible is the complete truth? What if there's a much larger secret that powerful forces have deliberately kept hidden from us? Imagine a world where lost scriptures, manipulated interpretations, and sacred art have been distorted to serve religious powers. What if the real story behind the Bible is far different from the one we know? Could there be hidden truths, discarded books, and cryptic meanings buried within that have the potential to change the way we understand the world and the divine? Forbidden texts, long-forgotten symbols with deep meanings, and manipulated prophecies. These elements have been carefully kept away from the public. But what if the truth is much deeper than we've ever been told? What if the Bible contains mysteries that could change your beliefs forever? In this video, we'll uncover the secrets of the Bible, exploring what has been concealed for millennia. We'll look at the books that were excluded, how translations were altered, and how religious leaders used the Bible to maintain control and power. We'll reveal the true history of the Bible, not just what we've been told, but what has been hidden from the masses, and how these ancient truths can forever change our understanding of faith, history, and the universe. Are you ready to uncover the truth? Chapter 1. The Origins of the Bible, a Journey Back in Time. The Bible is a collection of books and letters written by different authors over thousands of years. Yet, it is presented as a cohesive and divinely inspired whole. But the origins of the Bible are far more complex than we've been led to believe. The story begins long before the books were compiled into the Old and New Testaments we are familiar with today. The early origins of the Bible are tied to oral traditions, where stories, teachings, and prophecies were passed down from generation to generation. Ancient peoples relied on these oral traditions to preserve their beliefs, history, and culture. The Hebrew Bible, the Old Testament, was written in stages, from the Torah, the first 5 books, to the prophets, and finally the writings, over several centuries. But the process of writing these texts down was not as straightforward as it may seem. The books we have today were not the only books that were once considered sacred. Many alternative texts and scriptures existed, but over time, many of these were rejected or destroyed. Some books were even deliberately excluded from the biblical canon, often because their teachings or ideas did not align with the political or theological agendas of those in power. Chapter 2. The Exclusion of Lost Texts. The books left out of the Bible. While the Bible contains 66 books in the Protestant canon, early Christians and Jewish scholars considered many other writings sacred. These lost scriptures, known as the Apocrypha, Pseudepigrapha, and Gnostic texts, contained ideas and teachings that were excluded from the canonical Bible. Some of these lost texts, such as the Book of Enoch, the Gospel of Thomas, and the Gospel of Judas, provide fascinating insights into early Christian and Jewish thought. Many of these writings present alternative interpretations of biblical events, and some even contradict the traditional narratives found in the Bible. The Book of Enoch, for instance, expands on the brief mention of fallen angels in Genesis and provides detailed descriptions of the heavenly realms, angels, and divine judgment. This text was highly revered in some early Christian communities, but it was excluded from the Bible because its teachings about angels and the divine realm did not align with the Church's orthodox teachings. Similarly, the Gospel of Thomas, a collection of sayings attributed to Jesus, provides a radically different view of Christ's teachings, focusing on inner knowledge and self-discovery rather than salvation through faith and the death of Jesus. The Gospel of Judas, on the other hand, presents Judas Iscariot as a misunderstood figure who played a vital role in God's divine plan, challenging traditional Christian beliefs about betrayal and sin. These excluded texts raise profound questions about what the Bible is really saying. What truths were left out in order to promote a particular... Chapter 3. The Role of Translation. How the Bible was altered. Another aspect of the Bible that has been hidden is the process of translation. The Bible was written in ancient languages, primarily Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek. Over time, these texts were translated into numerous languages, including Latin, Coptic, and eventually the languages of modern Christianity. Each translation introduces subtle but often profound changes in meaning. For example, the Septuagint, the Greek translation of the Hebrew Bible, was widely used in early Christianity. However, this translation sometimes altered the meaning of key passages, such as those related to the Messiah. Words like virgin in Isaiah were translated differently, influencing Christian doctrine for centuries. Later translations, such as the King James Version, KJV, had their own impact. The KJV, while highly regarded, is a translation from earlier English versions that were themselves based on flawed or incomplete manuscripts. These issues continue to affect modern translations, leading to different interpretations of key verses. One key example is the translation of the word Alma in Hebrew, which can mean either young woman or virgin. The translation of this word in the book of Isaiah has had significant theological consequences, particularly in relation to the virgin birth of Jesus. The Septuagint translates Alma as Parthenos, virgin, while more recent Hebrew scholars argue it refers simply to a young woman, changing the nature of Christian theology on the virgin birth. Thus, the very act of translation has shaped how Christians and others have interpreted the Bible. Translation has hidden much of the original intent of the sacred texts, creating doctrinal distortions that continue to be debated by scholars today. Chapter 4. The Political and Religious Manipulation of the Bible. The Bible has been used as a tool for political and religious control throughout history. From the Council of Nicaea in 325 CE, where the early Christian church decided which books would be included in the Bible, to the Inquisitions and Crusades, the Bible has often been used to support the agendas of those in power. The Council of Nicaea, convened by Emperor Constantine, was a pivotal moment in the development of Christianity. During this council, Christian bishops decided on the official canon of the New Testament, while other books, such as the Gospel of Mary and Gospel of Philip, were excluded because they didn't align with the emerging Orthodox Christian theology. Moreover, throughout the Middle Ages, the Catholic Church maintained strict control over biblical interpretation. The Bible was kept in Latin, a language understood by only a few, ensuring that common people could not read it. The Church's control over the Bible gave it immense power, as it could dictate the way people understood Scripture, and in turn, their beliefs about salvation, sin, and the... Chapter 5. The Bible's Hidden Cosmic Knowledge. In addition to the hidden texts and translations, the Bible also contains cosmic knowledge that has been largely ignored or hidden. Religious art, sacred geometry, and certain biblical passages hint at a deeper, mystical understanding of the universe. For example, many scholars have pointed to the mystical significance of the number 7 in the Bible. The 7 days of creation, the 7 seals, and the 7 trumpets all suggest that divine creation is governed by a cosmic order. The divine mathematics hidden in the Bible may hold clues to understanding the unseen forces of the universe. Conclusion. The hidden truths are waiting to be unveiled. The Bible is much more than just a religious text. It is a mystical manuscript filled with hidden truths waiting to be uncovered. Whether through the forbidden books, the manipulation of Scripture, or the cosmic knowledge embedded in its pages, the Bible holds the key to understanding the deeper mysteries of life, the universe, and our connection to the divine. It is up to us to reclaim the hidden knowledge of the Bible, to uncover the teachings that were deliberately concealed, and to understand the true meaning behind its words. In the end, the Bible may not just be a book, it may be a map to a greater spiritual awakening, waiting for us to discover the truth that has been hidden for centuries. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the real story behind the Bible, don't forget to like this video if you found it enlightening. Comment below with your thoughts. What hidden truths about the Bible do you think are still waiting to be uncovered? Subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated on more deep dives into ancient mysteries and secrets. Join us on this journey of discovery as we continue to unveil the secrets of the past and explore the deeper meanings of the world's most influential sacred texts. Thank you for watching, and don't miss out on what's coming next.